Welcome to the Make It a Better Day podcast. I'm Alex. Today we're diving into something we all face but often avoid talking about, even with ourselves.
And I'm Victoria. We're exploring our article From Struggle to Strength, Your Better Day Begins, which centers around this quote from Karen Salmanson that stopped me in my tracks. It's okay to not be okay as long as you are not giving up. The first time I read that, I felt this wave of relief wash over me.
I had this moment with that quote just yesterday that I have to share. I was having one of those mornings where everything went sideways. My alarm didn't go off, I spilled coffee all down my shirt right before a video call, and then my internet decided to crash mid-meeting. Classic disaster day.
Oh no, one of those universe is testing me days.
Exactly, and I caught myself doing what I always do, plastering on this fake smile, telling everyone no worries, I'm fine, while internally I'm just not fine at all. Then I remembered this quote and just let myself say, actually I'm having a rough morning. And you know what happened? Everyone was so kind. The meeting host even shared his own tech disaster from last week. It was this little moment of genuine connection that completely shifted my day.
That's what I love about this concept. There's such freedom in that authenticity. We spend so much energy maintaining this illusion of having it all together. Why do you think it's so hard for us to just admit when we're struggling?
I've been thinking about this a lot lately. I think we've confused being strong with never showing weakness. Like somehow admitting we're having a hard time means we've failed at life. But the real failure would be pretending we're okay until we burn out.
Yes, and social media has made this so much worse. We're constantly bombarded with these perfectly curated moments from everyone else's lives. Nobody posts about the 3 hours they spent spiraling about an awkward interaction from 2015 at 2 a.m.
If they did, I'd definitely hit the like button on that, because that's the content I can relate to. You know, the article mentioned this balance between acceptance and perseverance. It's the middle path between pretending everything's fine and falling into hopelessness.
That really resonated with me too. We can acknowledge where we are while still taking those small steps forward.
Speaking of which, I was really struck by the story about your friend Sarah in the article. That perfectionism trap is something I know all too well. Did that reflect your own experiences?
Oh my goodness, yes. Sarah's basically my perfectionism twin. I used to spend hours, and I mean hours, agonizing over tiny details and projects that nobody else would ever notice. I once rewrote an email 17 times. 17, and you know what? The recipient probably spent all of 15 seconds reading it.
Been there. What helped you break out of that pattern?
Honestly, deadlines and necessity. I took on a project with impossible turnaround times, and suddenly I had to embrace done instead of perfect. And the world didn't end. In fact, I started getting more positive feedback because I was actually finishing things instead of endlessly polishing them.
That's such a powerful shift. For me, it was becoming a parent. Nothing humbles you faster than realizing your perfectly planned day can be completely derailed by a toddler who decides today is the day they'll only eat foods that are yellow.
That's hilarious and so true. Life has a way of forcing us to let go of perfectionism eventually. I also appreciated the mention of Demi Lovato in the article. Her journey with mental health has been so public and raw.
It really has. What strikes me about her story is how she's transformed her struggles into advocacy. She could have hidden away after facing such public scrutiny, but instead she's used her platform to break down stigma around mental health. That takes incredible courage.
And it shows the power of that second part of the quote, as long as you are not giving up. She's had setbacks, she's been open about relapses, but she keeps moving forward. That's real resilience, not some Instagram-perfect recovery journey.
Exactly. Those picture-perfect recovery stories can sometimes do more harm than good, making people feel like they're failing because their own journey includes messy setbacks.
Speaking of practical ways to build resilience, I love the toolkit idea from the article. Have you created something like that for yourself?
I've never formalized it, but I definitely have my go-to strategies when things get tough. There's this walking trail near my house that I call my reset button. Something about moving my body in nature helps me gain perspective when I'm spiraling. What about you?
I actually started putting together a literal toolkit after reading this article. It's this box with a few physical items that help ground me. A smooth stone I found on a beach vacation, a playlist of songs that never fail to lift my mood, some ridiculously expensive tea that forces me to slow down and savor it. It sounds so simple, but having these tangible reminders helps when my brain is too foggy to remember what helps.
That's brilliant. I never thought of making those tools literal. That tactile connection is genius. I think we underestimate how much our physical environment affects our mental state.
Please do steal it and customize it completely. What works for me might not work for you. I think that's the beauty of these kinds of practices. They're deeply personal.
That's such an important point. Mental health isn't one size fits all. It's about finding what resonates with your own experience and needs, and being patient with yourself in that process of discovery.
Definitely. The article emphasized starting small too, which I really appreciated. It's overwhelming to think about completely overhauling your mindset or habits all at once.
Those small steps are where the magic happens. That reminds me of today's challenge, checking in with yourself and choosing one small action. Have you thought about what yours might be?
I have. I'm going to spend 10 minutes tonight journaling without my phone nearby. Just me and my thoughts, without distractions. I've been avoiding sitting with my feelings lately, and I know that never ends well. What about you?
I'm going to finally call my friend who I've been meaning to catch up with for weeks. Connection is such a crucial part of mental well-being, and I've been letting work crowd out those important relationships. It's a small step, but an important one.
I love that. It's these seemingly small actions that, when done consistently, can completely change our relationship with ourselves and others.
To wrap up our conversation today, remember that it really is okay to not be okay. Struggling doesn't make you weak, it makes you human. What matters is that you keep taking those small steps forward, however tiny they might be.
And remember, you're not alone in this journey. Every person you pass on the street is fighting their own battles, even if they're wearing their "I've got it all together" mask. There's strength in that shared humanity.
Today, we invite you to take on that simple challenge from our article. Check in with yourself about how you're really feeling, no judgment, and choose one small action for your well-being. We'd love to hear what step you decide to take. Tag us or leave a comment to share your experience. Your small victory might be exactly the inspiration someone else needs today.
Thanks for joining us on the Make It a Better Day podcast. For more articles, videos, and resources to help make your days better, visit our website and check out our Redbubble store for some mental health-inspired items that can serve as daily reminders of your resilience.
Until next time, remember, every journey toward better mental health starts with a single moment of courage. You've got this, and we're right here with you. Let's make it a better day, one small step at a time.